Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine, for a moment, flipping through a declassified government document, something from the U.S. Army Intelligence and Security Command, no less,
Right.
and finding it detailing techniques to expand human consciousness, explore different dimensions, even achieve, well, out-of-body phenomena.
Something ripped straight from a movie script or something, science fiction.
Exactly, like a secret X-Files episode. Well, today we are embarking on a deep dive into a very real document that explores exactly that.
And what's truly fascinating here, I think, is that we're not talking about some obscure online theory. This is an actual tangible paper.
Right.
This document, officially titled Analysis and Assessment of Gateway Process, it's dated June 9th, 1983. It's a remarkable piece of analysis.
It really is. It forces you to reconsider the perceived limits of human potential and what was being seriously looked into by intelligence agencies decades ago.
Absolutely.
So our mission today is to thoroughly unpack this extraordinary document. We're going to distill its most important nuggets of knowledge for you.
Explore the core concepts, yeah. And the scientific theories it cites.
And trust me, some of these ideas are profoundly mind-bending. We'll look at the advanced techniques it outlines for accessing what it calls expanded human consciousness.
We're basically going to help you understand what this paper claimed was possible, the wild, provocative ideas behind it all.
And importantly, our entire conversation will be rigorously grounded in the text and diagrams provided within this singular, intriguing CIA document.
Yeah, it's a truly unique source. It offers this rare, unfiltered glimpse into a government agency's exploration of consciousness, framed through a very specific lens: biophysics, quantum mechanics.
It's an intellectual journey, isn't it? It challenges conventional thought at pretty much every turn. So let's begin our journey by asking, what exactly is this gateway process? And maybe more importantly, why on earth was the U.S. Army looking into something so unconventional?
Well, the document itself gives a pretty crystal clear purpose right from the start. It was commissioned to assess something called the gateway experience.
Ah, okay. So not just a theory, but an experience.
Yes, exactly. And that's critical. It wasn't some abstract concept. It was a specific training program developed by the Monroe Institute.
The Monroe Institute, right, I've heard of them.
And the Army's interest wasn't just philosophical curiosity. They wanted to know its practical utility, essentially. What could it do for them?
Makes sense for the Army. Practical application.
And crucially, its validity. Could its claims actually be scientifically substantiated? Which suggests a very pragmatic, if unusual, investigative approach.
It's a pretty audacious ambition for a government paper from that era, especially the Army. But beyond just understanding it, what was the practical end goal? Were they thinking espionage or something else?
Well, the paper explicitly states the ultimate goal: understand, analyze, and apply the mechanics of achieving expanded human consciousness
Apply them.
and transcending what we perceive as physical reality. So this isn't just about, say, relaxation or self-improvement.
No, it sounds much bigger than that.
The real insight here, I think, isn't just that the Army was looking at consciousness, but that they envisioned a systematic, reproducible method.
A method to do what, though?
To fundamentally alter human perception and interaction with reality. It wasn't about, esoteric rituals. It was about engineering consciousness itself.
Engineering consciousness.
Wow, that's the audacious core of their ambition. And frankly, a truly surprising nugget for a government paper.
That's what makes it so utterly intriguing, isn't it? They weren't just dabbling. They were trying to grasp the fundamental physics behind altered states.
Right.
The document even admits that studying consciousness and its potential applications is, and I quote, a difficult business.
Mm-hmm. Difficult business, that's putting it mildly.
Deeply involved in biophysical models and quantum mechanics. This immediately signals their intent, doesn't it? They weren't approaching this as some metaphysical curiosity.
No, it was framed as a scientific problem to be solved, almost like an engineering challenge for the mind itself.
And to underscore that scientific grounding, the initial inquiries involved consultations with a physician.
Which points directly to their biophysical focus, trying to ground these seemingly abstract phenomena in the real, measurable mechanisms of the human body and brain.
They were looking for tangible scientific explanations for experiences often just dismissed as mysticism or, woo-woo.
Exactly. Which is fascinating because the subject matter itself is so often relegated to those occult or spiritual boxes.
Right. The document highlights this profound ambition to bridge the gap between hard physics and human consciousness.
A huge gap.
And it comes with a significant warning, too, the need to avoid occult or dogmatic frames of reference.
They wanted to keep it clean, scientifically speaking.
They were explicitly striving for a rational critique to establish the validity of their claims, aiming for conclusions that would stand up to the fundamental mainstream of either Eastern or Western belief systems.
That's a bold statement, aiming for universal applicability, not just some niche spiritual practice.
It's like they're trying to establish a whole new scientific paradigm for understanding consciousness, one that can integrate these seemingly disparate phenomena.
And to emphasize this, it even quotes Niels Bohr, the famous physicist.
Oh, really? What did Bohr say?
He once remarked on the obtuseness of certain concepts in physics by saying, "You are not thinking, you're merely being logical."
You are not thinking, you are merely being logical. Wow.
Yeah, that line really sets the stage, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It implies that to truly understand the gateway process, you might need to go beyond ordinary linear left brain thinking.
It's like they're telling you right from the start, brace yourself. This isn't going to fit neatly into your usual boxes of conventional thought.
It's almost a philosophical directive hidden within a military intelligence document, which is just wild.
It really is. It raises the question, what kind of scientific framework did they believe would allow for this kind of open-minded yet rigorous investigation?
Well, they attempt to lay that groundwork by presenting the human mind not just as a biological computer,
But as something more.
as a complex energy system, capable of interacting with the universe in ways that, frankly, defy conventional understanding. There's essentially redefining the terms of engagement with reality itself.
Okay, so if that's the why this audacious ambition to engineer consciousness, the next logical question is, how? How did they propose to actually do it?
What was the foundational science, right?
Yeah.
What underpinned these extraordinary claims?
Exactly. How could it unlock these profound states? The document quickly zeroes in on a core concept, brain hemisphere synchronization, or hemi-sync.
Hemi-sync, yes. That's described as the central mechanism behind the gateway experience.
So what is hemi-sync exactly?
The core idea is to create a state where the brain's two hemispheres, the logical analytical left and the intuitive holistic right, are operating in unison together.
Instead of separately, like they usually do.
Precisely. Normally, they function somewhat independently, each specializing in different tasks. But hemi-sync aims to bring them into a focused, coherent state, making them function as a unified whole.
And this unification is key.
Absolutely key, according to the document. Key to accessing these altered and expanded states of consciousness. Think of it like tuning two instruments, your brain hemispheres, to play the same note in perfect harmony.
Okay. Instead of playing separate tunes.
Right. Normally, they're playing separate melodies, focused on different tasks. But hemi-sync brings them into this unified, powerful chord, creating a clearer channel, supposedly, for these altered states, and fundamentally changing how your brain processes information.
And it's not presented as just some, new age idea. The paper positions it within a lineage of other techniques.
True. It mentions things like hypnosis, biofeedback, transcendental meditation, calling them predecessors or related methods aiming for similar states of focused awareness.
But hemi-sync is different how?
As developed by the Monroe Institute, it's unique because it uses precisely designed sound frequencies, auditory input, to achieve this synchronized brainwave pattern.
So it's a technological approach, almost, using sound.
A very specific auditory approach to consciousness alteration. Yeah. And to lend it some empirical credibility, the document references observable phenomena.
Like what? Did they have data?
Well, it specifically mentions the Monroe Institute's Basic 3 tapes and Focus 3 tapes. And it states that students, including one named Melissa Yeager, showed consistent brainwave output patterns via cathode ray tube studies.
Ah, so actual brainwave measurements.
Exactly. Suggesting that hemi-sync was producing measurable and repeatable effects on brainwave activity, moving it beyond just anecdotal claims.
Okay, that adds some weight.
And Dr. Stuart Twemlow, a psychiatrist, is also mentioned, for his 20 years of research on the Monroe Institute program, which suggests a long-standing, dedicated investigation into its effects.
20 years is a long time. Okay, so this next section gets into brainwave states. And here we start to see the bridge between this abstract topic and established neuroscience.
Right. Our brains operate at different frequencies, corresponding to distinct states of consciousness.
Yeah, the paper focuses on 4 main ones, which most people have probably heard of. Beta.
Normal waking consciousness.
Alertness.
More relaxed. Meditative state.
Theta.
Deep relaxation. Dreamlike. Often associated with creativity, insight.
Yeah.
Those aha moments.
And delta.
Deep restorative sleep.
So the gateway process using hemi-sync doesn't just put you into one state.
No, it uses these precise sound frequencies to guide the brain sequentially. You move from active beta down through relaxed alpha, then into the dreamlike zeta, and potentially even into delta.
Like steps on a ladder.
Kind of. The core idea is that by gently moving the brain through these states, the individual is prepared for increasingly deeper, more profound states of consciousness, essentially unlocking different levels of perception, different ways of accessing information that are otherwise unavailable in our normal waking state.
It's a progressive tuning of the mind.
You could say that, yeah.
And it's not just about brain waves and isolation, is it? The document connects this to the entire physical body.
Right. It brings in the work of Itzhak Bentov, specifically his book, Stalking the Wild Pendulum.
Bentov. Okay, what was his idea?
His theory suggests that the human brain and body are incredibly complex energy systems. They don't just have frequencies, they are constantly oscillating at specific, intricate frequencies.
We're like walking vibration machines.
In a sense, yes. And when these frequencies are harmonized, say, through hemi-sync, a profound resonant state is achieved, like one tuning fork making another vibrate without touching it.
Sympathetic resonance.
Exactly. And this resonant state, according to Bentov and the document, is crucial. It potentially leads to a significant increase in energy flow throughout the body.
Okay.
And a remarkably enhanced state of consciousness. The paper even suggests that a highly advanced meditative state can cause the body's energy levels to rise so significantly.
That you feel something physically.
Yes, a tangible physical sensation of bliss or euphoria. And it directly draws a parallel to the Kundalini awakening concept from Eastern traditions.
Kundalini, the coiled energy at the base of the spine.
That's the one. Said to rise up, activating energy centers, leading to profound spiritual experiences. So here, the physical and the subtle aspects of consciousness start to really intertwine in their explanation.
Okay. To help us visualize this connection, brain, body, energy, the document includes diagrams, like Figure A, the homunculus.
Ah, the little man in the brain.
Right. That strangely distorted map of the human body on the sensory and motor cortex, where the hands and lips are huge.
They have so much sensory processing power dedicated to them.
Exactly. And the crucial takeaway here, according to the paper, is that hemi-sync isn't just a general brain massage. It's designed to precisely target these specific sensory representation areas.
To influence how we feel and perceive our own body.
That seems to be the idea. The paper details how stimulating certain areas on this homunculus map, areas linked to pleasure centers, or maybe causing numbness in certain body parts.
Which is linked to the limbic system, controlling emotions and memory.
Right. Stimulating these can lead to profoundly altered perceptions and emotional states. It implies a direct physical pathway for these altered states, rooted right there in our neuroanatomy.
So by tapping into these neural pathways, you could induce these profound physical sensations. Deep relaxation, maybe even feeling disembodied, linked directly to those sensory inputs.
That's what it suggests.
Yeah.
And it gets even more detailed. The document also describes how the heart, the actual physical heart.
Not just metaphorically.
No, the physical heart. When it resonates, particularly through synchronized sound produced by its beating, it can generate a powerful sine wave pattern of energy.
A sine wave of energy from the heart. How does that work?
Well, according to Bentov in the document, this energy then stimulates the brain, creating a positive feedback loop.
Ah, so the heart influences the brain's energy state.
That's the theory presented. This internal resonance from the heart can apparently be amplified through meditation or other gateway techniques.
And this amplification stimulates the brain further, leading to these altered states. A feedback loop between body energy and brain activity.
Exactly. It positions the heart not just as a mechanical pump, but as a central generator of electromagnetic energy that directly influences and expands consciousness.
So you have the hemi-sync from the external sounds, and then this internal amplification loop involving the heart working together to create these heightened states. It's quite a complex biophysical model they're proposing.
Okay, so we've established this idea of the body as an energy system and hemi-sync as the key to harmonizing it. But once you've achieved that resonant state, how do you actually use it?
Right. What are the practical steps the Gateway Experience outlines for actively expanding consciousness?
Exactly. The document breaks this down into specific focus levels, which sound like stepping stones guiding you into progressively deeper states of awareness.
The first one, the foundation, is Focus 10. It's described as mind awake, body asleep.
Mind awake, body asleep. How do you get there?
It's achieved by actively quieting the left hemisphere, the analytical linear part, while stimulating the right hemisphere, the more intuitive, holistic one.
So you consciously shift the balance.
That's the technique. The result is supposed to be profound physical relaxation, where your body feels completely at rest, almost numb or detached.
But your mind stays sharp.
Fully alert, aware, and highly focused. The document suggests this precise dissociation by mind awake, body asleep is crucial for the deeper explorations that come next.
That sounds like a pretty powerful state just on its own. Complete mental clarity with deep physical stillness.
It does. And then it moves deeper to focus 12, which the document calls expanded awareness.
Expanded awareness. What does that feel like?
In this state, the individual supposedly experiences significantly enhanced perception, a sense of heightened clarity, and a feeling of transcending normal physical boundaries.
So it's not just relaxation anymore.
No, it's described as a fundamental shift in how you perceive reality itself, a broadening of your conscious field, you could say.
Okay. And beyond that, it gets even stranger, doesn't it?
It really does. Beyond Focus 12, we enter the realm of what sounds like direct time-space manipulation. Focus 15 is startlingly described as a state of no time.
No time.
Or even travel into the past.
Wait, travel into the past? Like, literally?
The document claims that in this state, the individual can experience events from memory in vivid detail or even access external information about historical events.
External information, not just memories.
That's the implication. It's presented as more than just recollection, like a genuine, immersive perception of past occurrences as if you were directly witnessing them.
That's, quite a claim.
To say the least.
Right.
And if you thought that was wild, Focus 21 is described as the most advanced state within the gateway process.
Okay, what happens at Focus 21?
This level is explicitly described as allowing the individual to perceive future events or possibilities,
Perceive the future.
effectively transcending time-space boundaries altogether. The paper explicitly lists travel into the future as an objective of the gateway training.
Travel into the future in a U.S. Army intelligence document.
Yeah, exactly. Which, you have to admit, is an extraordinary and profound claim, hinting at potential predictive or intelligence gathering capabilities.
Absolutely mind-boggling. How does the document even attempt to explain the mechanics behind these shifts?
Well, it talks about brain stimulation,
Uh,
but not just in a general sense. It involves using specific frequencies generated through hemi-sync
okay.
to resonate with what the document calls the brain's internal energy grid.
Internal energy grid. What does that mean? Is that like neural pathways?
It seems to imply something more subtle, less like electrical wiring, maybe more like a vibrating crystal lattice, an underlying energetic architecture within the brain. The goal is to cause this deeper energetic structure to vibrate at a higher rate. It mentions Bentov's work again here, suggesting the brain can achieve this highly rhythmic, almost self-sustaining pattern of vibration.
A self-reinforcing movement.
Yeah, and it even compares this heightened vibration to a phenomenon called clicking out,
Clicking out.
where oscillating energy patterns become so incredibly rapid that they appear to disappear or become indistinguishable.
Like a fan blade spinning so fast it looks invisible.
Sort of like that, yes. Or like subatomic particles whose movement becomes too fast to track, blurring the lines of what we perceive as solid reality.
So the idea is, by speeding up these brain and body vibrations, you can literally click out of normal linear reality.
And perceive these other states. That seems to be the concept they're putting forward.
Wow. Okay. What other techniques are mentioned?
Another critical one is energy entrainment. This focuses on entraining the body's entire electromagnetic field, not just the brain, to resonate with external energy fields.
The external fields. Like what?
Like the subtle energy fields of other humans, potentially creating a shared field, or even the Earth's own natural ionospheric cavity.
The Schumann resonance.
Exactly. The document notes that this cavity naturally resonates at around 7.5 hertz. The goal is to induce a state of sympathetic resonance between the individual's energy field and these external fields.
Why would you want to do that?
To promote a harmonious and amplified energy flow throughout the body, leading to expanded awareness, it's about becoming profoundly attuned and integrated with the energetic environment around you.
Blurring the lines between your internal and external energy systems.
That seems to be the goal, yes.
And the heartbeat comes back into play here too.
It does. The paper details how the human energy field resonates, and how this can be profoundly influenced by the synchronized sound produced by the heart itself.
So the heartbeat is like an internal hemi-sync.
Well, Bentov, as cited, notes the heart generates a very distinct sine wave pattern, of energy flowing through the body, not just pumping blood.
Okay.
And this internal resonance, particularly from the heart, can apparently be amplified through sustained meditation or other gateway techniques.
Amplified how?
The document suggests this amplification generates a powerful circulating energy field that further stimulates the brain, leading to these profound altered states. It's that feedback loop again.
Heart influencing brain, brain influencing heart.
Positioning the heart as this central generator of electromagnetic energy that directly influences and expands consciousness. A crucial internal amplifier in the whole process.
Okay, so we've talked about how the gateway process tries to manipulate brain states, body energy, but for these really radical abilities transcending time, other dimensions,
Yeah.
the document needs a much bigger theoretical framework, right?
Absolutely. You can't just talk about brainwaves and heart resonance to explain traveling to the future. You need a cosmology that allows for it.
And it provides one. Perhaps the most mind-bending idea of all. The concept that the universe itself is a gigantic hologram.
Right. This is where the paper truly steps into the speculative but utterly fascinating realm of theoretical physics and consciousness studies.
It proposes that consciousness isn't just a product of the brain,
Not an epiphenomenon, yeah.
but a fundamental energy form in itself.
And they visualize this in Exhibit 2, the consciousness energy grid. It's a complex diagram.
What does it show?
It illustrates a concept where our brain's left hemisphere acts like computer software, logically reducing incoming vibratory input into symbols, concepts, words, ideas.
How we make sense of the world, basically.
Right. In contrast, the right hemisphere is described as processing three-dimensional holographic images and reducing them to simpler, intuitive go-no-go forms, like gut feelings.
So the brain isn't just receiving data, it's actively processing reality from some underlying energy grid.
That's the implication. Interpreting information from this universal grid, rather than just passively receiving inputs from the physical world through the senses.
So consciousness isn't just a byproduct of neurons firing.
According to this model, no. It's an active participant, a fundamental form of vibratory energy that can shift its focus between what we call physical reality and other dimensions.
That's a massive shift from a purely materialistic view of the mind. It opens up possibilities for perception beyond our five senses.
It absolutely is. And this concept of consciousness as energy leads directly into the core of their universal model, the holographic universe paradigm.
The idea that the universe is a hologram.
Exactly. And the paper heavily relies on the pioneering work of two very prominent figures here, Carl Pribram
The neuroscientist,
and David Bohm.
the quantum physicist.
Right. Both independently proposed that the universe itself functions like a gigantic interconnected hologram.
Okay, I've heard this idea before, but what does it mean exactly in this context? If the universe is a hologram, how does that change things?
Well, think about a standard hologram. Every tiny piece of the photographic plate contains information about the entire image, right?
Yeah, you can break it, and each piece still shows the whole picture, just maybe fuzzier.
Exactly. So the document elaborates on this with Exhibit 4, the cosmic egg. That's a diagram.
The cosmic egg?
It illustrates a holographic universal model depicting the universe as a cosmic egg, or more technically, a torus.
Which is a donut shape.
Precisely. A donut-shaped energy field that's constantly regenerating. It has a central nucleus, and at its poles, a white hole where energy emerges, and a black hole where it recedes.
And time-space evolves through this.
That's the depiction. Time-space continuously evolving through this toroidal flow. The implications are profound.
Such as?
All information, past, present, future, is contained within this universal hologram. Every part literally contains the whole.
Okay.
And critically, our individual consciousness itself is considered a smaller individual hologram, directly connected to and part of this universal information field.
So if our consciousness is a smaller hologram inside the big one, that's how we could potentially access information beyond our immediate senses.
That's the theoretical basis they propose, yes.
Right.
This is where it really gets wild. The document suggests that if the universe is a hologram, then human consciousness can perceive and process information far beyond typical physical spacetime.
Making things like remote viewing or seeing the future theoretically possible within this framework.
Precisely. This holographic paradigm is the fundamental framework used by the document to explain the possibility of out-of-body experiences, perception of other dimensions, or alternate realities.
It suggests that what we perceive as solid reality is just one interpretation.
One slice, or one particular interpretation, of a much larger, multidimensional information field. It argues that reality isn't just what we touch, see, or hear. It's a vibratory pattern that our consciousness, as a smaller hologram, actively interprets and constructs.
Which leads us to the even deeper concepts of the time-space dimension and the absolute.
Right. The document suggests time and space, which feels so fixed and fundamental to us.
Aren't absolute dimensions at all?
No. Rather, they are measurements of energy or force, dependent entirely on our perception and the oscillations of the universal energy field.
So they're part of the changing energy patterns, not a rigid stage for everything.
That's the idea. They're emergent properties, not fundamental containers.
So if time and space aren't absolute, what is?
The document introduces the absolute, which is represented in Exhibit 3.
The absolute, what's that? God.
It's described more neutrally, as an infinite, timeless, and formless energy state, existing beyond all dimensions, including time and space. It's described as prime energy, the ultimate foundational source from which all consciousness, all matter, all reality emanates.
Like the primordial, undifferentiated energy of existence. The source code.
You can think of it that way. The raw, unmanifested potential of everything that exists, from which everything unfolds.
And how does this connect back to the practical techniques, like clicking out?
Ah, yes. The document ties clicking out back to this concept, and also to Planck's distance.
Planck's distance. That's incredibly tiny, right? Like the smallest possible meaningful length in physics.
Exactly. 10 to the power of negative 33 centimeters. 1033 centimeters. The paper suggests that at this minute, fundamental scale, the distinctions between time, space, and energy simply disappear, dissolve.
So the fabric of reality as we know it, separate dimensions, distinct particles, just melts away at that scale.
Into a singular, undifferentiated state of pure energy. That's the idea. And the gateway process, through its advanced techniques like brain stimulation and energy entrainment,
aims to let people perceive this.
Aims to allow individuals to perceive these intermediate dimensions, those subtle vibrational realms existing near Planck's distance, and thereby access the absolute.
Wow. So it's presented as a way to transcend our normal physical limits and perceive the fundamental energetic fabric of reality itself.
Plugging into the cosmic source code, as you put it earlier, the implications are staggering, suggesting our consciousness can directly interact with the most fundamental level of reality.
So if this theoretical framework is even remotely possible, what are the practical applications the document explores? What could the Army actually do with these abilities?
Right, the practical utility they were assessing.
One of the most talked about phenomena and a key focus of the paper is the out-of-body experience. OBE.
Yes, and the paper views OBEs not as supernatural events or hallucinations, as an advanced, achievable state of human consciousness, where consciousness literally separates from the physical body, but maintains self-awareness.
And they try to ground this scientifically, too.
They do. It cites Bob Monroe's experiments from 1983 from the Monroe Institute. It connects OBEs to REM sleep.
Rapid eye movement sleep, where we dream vividly.
Exactly. And to hemispheric synchronization, hemi-sync. It suggests the physiological conditions naturally present during REM sleep, combined with induced hemi-sync, could be pathways to reliably induce and stabilize the OBE state.
Making it less random, more reproducible.
That seems to be the goal.
And didn't Monroe develop a specific technique for this? Something about a balloon?
Ah, yes, the energy balloon. The Monroe Institute developed this concept. It's visualized by participants to create a protective, energetic boundary around their physical form.
Why?
To help stabilize and protect their consciousness during an OBE, providing a sense of security and control while exploring beyond physical limits, like an energetic safety harness.
Makes sense if you feel like you're floating away. And the practical utility of OBEs, what did the Army see there?
Well, the document explicitly suggests OBEs have potential for information collection.
Information collection, like spying.
It implies a direct way to gain knowledge or perceive events at a distance, beyond normal sensory perception, hinting at a very tangible form of non-local awareness or remote viewing.
Gathering intelligence without physically being there?
Theoretically, yes.
Yeah.
Which, for an intelligence agency, would be, well, revolutionary. Imagine scouting enemy territory or gathering data without any physical risk.
That's huge. Are there other applications mentioned beyond OBEs?
Oh, yes. The paper details other advanced gateway techniques for specific, tangible goals, showing how this expanded consciousness could be applied.
Like what?
For example, problem solving using Focus 12.
Okay.
where expanded awareness supposedly allows individuals to gain profound insight and information for complex problems,
Bypassing normal logical thought.
often bypassing conventional linear processes to arrive at solutions,
Yeah.
tapping into that broader information field for answers, supposedly.
Okay, what else?
Then there's patterning, also at Focus 12. This is perhaps one of the most intriguing and, frankly, audacious applications mentioned.
Patterning, what's that?
It involves directly influencing objective reality, using the mind's ability to create holographic patterns in the universal energy matrix.
Wait, influencing reality, how?
This isn't just positive thinking. The document implies a direct causal link where focused intent, operating in this expanded state, can literally shape physical outcomes.
Mental manifestation, like actually making things happen with your mind.
That's what it suggests. A highly focused consciousness imprinting its desired outcome onto the holographic fabric of reality itself.
That's a massive leap from conventional understanding. Wow, does it mention anything less? Reality bending, like healing.
It does. It lists techniques for healing and revitalization, too. For instance, color breathing,
Color breathing.
where you visualize specific colors as energy entering the body for healing. The document implies specific colors, vibrating at particular frequencies, can be mentally drawn in to resonate with specific organs or energy centers, thereby influencing physical healing.
Using color frequency for healing.
A direct application of their energy-centric view of the body. And the energy bar tool goes even further.
Energy bar tool, what's that? Like a mental lightsaber?
Sort of. It's about mentally creating a tool, maybe a focused beam of light or energy, and using it to sculpt or clear energetic blockages within your own internal body map.
Like mental energy surgery.
A very active, almost surgical mental intervention for self-healing. That's how it's presented.
Oh, okay. Any other information gathering techniques?
Yes, extending beyond OBEs, it describes remote viewing, presented not as just a psychic phenomenon, but as a systematic form of ESP,
How does it supposedly work?
where one sees events or objects at a distance, not with physical eyes, but by projecting consciousness, or using that energy bar as a focal point to tune in to distant information.
Tying back to the holographic universe idea, all info is accessible if you can tune in.
Precisely. And it even gets into diagnostic applications with the living body map,
Living body map.
a diagnostic and healing technique. The participant visualizes their body as an internal energy map, allowing them to assess and adjust energy flows for health, like an internal energy scan and self-correction mechanism.
Perceiving and rectifying imbalances in your own energy system.
That's the idea.
And finally, the most astonishing ones, the time travel aspects.
Yes, perhaps most astonishingly, the document explicitly lists travel into the past, Focus 15, and future, Focus 21, as achievable objectives within the Gateway training.
They just list them as objectives, casually.
It underscores the paper's radical belief in the mind's ability to transcend linear time and access information from different points in the time-space continuum.
The implications are just huge for intelligence, history, prediction, if any of this were controllable.
Utterly enormous and transformative, redefining the very concept of information access.
Now, one critical point the paper touches on briefly, potential conflicts with existing belief system.
Right. It acknowledges this. It references concepts from, say, Hindu sutras or Tibetan Buddhist sects.
Yeah.
Like the movement of mind is movement itself.
To show parallels.
To illustrate parallel ideas about consciousness and reality that resonate with the Gateway claims, but it does so neutrally.
Maintaining that scientific objectivity they aimed for.
Exactly. The document maintains a neutral stance throughout, simply reporting these ideas from the sources without endorsing them as religious truths.
It recognizes these experiences could challenge or reinforce personal beliefs, Eastern or Western.
Right. The neutrality seems intended to ensure the assessment remained objective, rather than being swayed by religious or philosophical interpretations. It goes back to that initial warning about avoiding occult or dogmatic frames of reference.
The goal was understanding the mechanics, not promoting a spiritual dogma.
Precisely. It wasn't trying to convert anyone or prescribe a new belief system.
It was framed as an engineering problem, not a theological one.
Exactly. The aim was to identify a repeatable, measurable process that could consistently lead to these profound states, allowing for potential practical application if validated. It's just a fascinating example of how far-reaching investigations into human potential have been, even within government circles. Hashtag outro.
Well, today, we've taken an unprecedented deep dive into a declassified CIA document that, frankly, fundamentally challenges our very understanding of consciousness, reality, and the human mind.
It really does. From the foundational science of brainwave synchronization, the body as an energy system,
To the mind-bending concept of the universe as a gigantic hologram.
and from out-of-body experiences to accessing the absolute, that prime, timeless energy.
This CIA paper offers a truly astonishing glimpse into a world of human potential that stretches far, far beyond conventional science and what most of us probably imagine is possible.
We've explored how the document attempts to bridge that huge gap between hard physics and experiences often just labeled metaphysical.
Using concepts like hemi-sync, energy entrainment, the holographic paradigm, to try and explain phenomena that might otherwise seem totally inexplicable.
It's a fascinating look at how a government agency once seriously considered abilities that, for most of us, still feel like pure science fiction, really pushing the boundaries of what was considered investigable back then.
So what stands out to you from this deep dive? How do these concepts, consciousness as energy, the holographic universe, expanded perception, maybe even influencing reality with your mind,
Yeah.
how do these resonate with or challenge your own understanding of what's real?
Yeah, do you find yourself questioning what you thought you knew about the limits of the human mind,
Yeah,
our place in the cosmos?
it really makes you think. And this raises, I think, a final provocative question.
Which is,
If, as this document meticulously suggests, our consciousness is not merely confined to our skull, but is an energy form capable of transcending time and space, interacting directly with a universal energy matrix, what profound implications does that have?
for our sense of identity, our place in the universe, even our collective future, what does it mean for how we learn, how we heal, how we interact with the world?
What might be the full, unacknowledged extent of human potential if these abilities truly exist and can actually be harnessed?
It leaves you wondering, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Perhaps the deepest dive we can take is into the unexplored potential within ourselves.